today is going to be a very, 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 very different video. Said very 4 times, so it must mean it's going to be a very different video. Today we're going to be talking about something that really, really interests me. It's a huge part of the things I love to do. It's one of my hobbies, it's one of my interests, and this channel is basically all about, you know, my personality and what I love. And I definitely wanted to talk about this because it's something so controversial that I just want to know everyone's opinion on. I am so open to this and just want to hear what you guys have to say, and I have been watching a million of these videos on YouTube of people's paranormal experiences, and if you think there is such thing or if you think it's a load of rubbish. So here's my little story and my sort of understanding of the paranormal, spirits, etc. And I hope you guys find this entertaining. Alright, so let's start from the beginning. I absolutely love anything to do with the paranormal. I don't have many fears in life. My fears are, my biggest fear in the whole entire world is natural disasters. So that is the only thing I'm truly scared of. I am not really afraid of heights. I don't like spiders. I don't particularly like them, but it's nothing like I am dreadly fearful of. Of course, we all get scared of scary movies. Hello, that's the idea. You think of a ghost or you see a creepy image, and of course it's gonna creep you out, but being completely terrified of something is a different story. I have never really been afraid of ghosts. I've always absolutely loved horror movies. I love the thrill I get from watching them. I am a massive fan, as a lot of you know if you've been on this channel for a while, of like ghost adventures and those sort of paranormal programs. I know, first of all, I'm going to say those paranormal programs, I know that there's a lot of spin on them. I know that they are quite enhanced, they are quite staged sometimes. I am I am a very religious person. I'm a Catholic and I do believe in spirits because I believe obviously in the Holy Spirit. So this is not going to go deep. I can't go deep into religion and things like that because that's just not what this video is about. So it's just going to be a little chit chat really. As it goes ghost wise, I'm very open to finding out what it's all about. I have personally never had a full-on experience. I've had one experience which I'm going to talk about with you in a little bit, and I've actually got some footage to show you from that too, so that should keep this quite interesting. But I've never really had a full-on experience, and what I mean by that is seeing something, hearing something, feeling something, like physically touching me. I've never ever had those experiences. So I am totally up to opening myself. So I really want to go to a haunted location and try and connect to something and have a paranormal experience. Now, I don't know if it's like that, if it's like you're going to, like you expect it to happen and you go and want it to happen and it will happen. The way I see it is that it happens when you least expect it. So, or if you're a non-believer, you know, things like that. People I've heard a million stories of people who have not been believers and have been because of an experience. So what I want to do is I really want to travel and go to these paranormal places. I want to go on paranormal like overnight stays. Like I am so into that. Like I have no fear to do that at all because I want to see something. I want to hear something. I want something to touch me because that sounds so funny. My point is that I believe that there is such things as ghosts, and I hear so many of these ghost stories. I feel like there just has to be something beyond living as such. I have got plans to go to some like haunted locations. The one place that I really want to go to that is even not that far from me, you guys know I live in Bristol, which is in the United Kingdom. It's in the southwest. One of the places I really want to go, and I have plans to go there, is the Ancient Ram Inn in Wootton Under Edge. I really want to go there. Ghost Adventures Crew, which is my absolute favourite paranormal show and favourite investigators of all time, they have been there and done a lockdown over there and done their experiences and things, and I've watched that episode so many times and it's such a great episode. They capture a load of stuff. I've also seen like local paranormal groups go there, and it's just something I really, really want to experience. I want to spend the night there and just try and I don't know, capture something. I feel like I'm a thrill seeker. I want to be thrilled. I want to be scared. So far, I've not really had anything that's scared me, that's not, that I couldn't explain, if you know what I mean. I want to say I believe they're there, but I've never seen one. I've never felt one. I've never heard a ghost. So I'm finding it hard to believe in them because I've never had an experience. However, I feel like there has to be something beyond our life. There has to be something that's making up all these stories of all these different people having experiences, seeing shadow figures, hearing voices, getting touched. You know, I feel like there is such thing. Like if you look stereotypically, like haunted houses, there's usually some story behind it, being that it's someone died there, someone was murdered there, someone was killed themselves there. You know, there's always that sort of aura of something nasty happening there. Or like if you look at mental asylums, like abandoned mental asylums, yes, of course they look creepy, but are they really haunted? Like you have to think people died there, people were in a bad state of mind. My thought is if something so terrible like that happens, that I think that the body and spirit will stay where it happened, and that is what a haunting is. On the other hand, if you look at people, just general, like anybody who dies, let's say an elderly person who's passed away, they were with their family, it was a peaceful death, things like that. I don't feel like there would be a haunting. So if you guys kind of get where I'm coming from that, I don't know, there's so many different theories and it is so controversial. I know a lot of people, you'll be listening now thinking like, oh my god, what a load of rubbish, and a lot of you will be there thinking like, hell yeah, that makes sense. So I would love to know what you think about this situation. Please leave me down below if you have had any, you know, what your thoughts are on this. So getting down to my actual paranormal experiences. This one I actually did feel like I felt something, well no, I felt someone was there. So because I'm kind of a paranormal freak, I do go to places by myself. So I'm not going to say exactly what the places I went because I live very close to it. So I'm not going to say exactly where the places I went, but it was in Bristol. And I took Milo, my dog, and it's so close to me, I go there quite often. I go in the day. It's a cemetery, so a graveyard, and I walk Milo around there because it's a very, very big graveyard. It's in a sort of forest. There's lots and lots of trees. It's very, very old. I think it was first opened in either the late 1800s or the early 1900s. It's a very, very old graveyard. All the graves have got, I love it, it's got so much character. All the graves are like sort of broken and it's got like moss growing all over it. It's quite overgrown. There's loads and loads of graves there, and I absolutely love it over there. I don't know why, I just feel so in peace when I walk over there. It's so peaceful. I don't feel scared. I've never ever felt scared over there. I walk by myself with Milo. I think I've walked through there by myself once before without Milo, but I'm usually with Milo, which is my dog. And I take long walks over there. I'll spend a good hour, over an hour in this big estate of a graveyard. One day I decided to go over with Milo, and I decided to bring my camera I'm filming on now, a big camera, because I wanted to take some proper pictures and see if I could capture anything at all. Bear in mind this is probably about 4 o'clock in the evening, so it's still daylight, it's still bright, it's not going to be nighttime. I wasn't scared or anything like that, although I really want to go over there at nighttime, but they lock it. They lock the graveyard at 5 o'clock, I think, so I have to try and find a way in and out without getting caught in. I took my camera over and I walked the route I usually walk, which is if you come into the gates, I go through the side gates. You can either sort of go, there's a big path that goes around which just does the outskirts of the cemetery. It's still got a lot of the graves around and you can still see it. Or you can go straight, which takes you right into the heart of this forest. That has lots and lots and lots of little graves in it. I always go straight and I always try and find a new route because I've got my phone, so I never get lost. A lot of you guys are going to think I'm totally crazy, but I just love it. I love just focusing on where I am, just walking Milo, looking at all the graves, reading the names, reading the years, listening to my music. I listen to like opera music really, really loud when I'm walking over there. I just feel so, so peaceful. So I had my camera and I was taking a load of pictures, and basically by the end of it, I'll insert some pictures here right now just so you guys can get an idea of the character of the graveyard. but I never found any picture. I went through all of them. They're all obviously massive, massive, massive pixel files, so they're great quality, but I never found anything untoward in the pictures. I am quite a big believer in orbs. I do believe in them. I never caught one orb on my camera. And I was really surprised at this, to be honest, because every time I go over there, I do feel it's peaceful, but I do feel like there is spirits. I don't feel like they're threatening. They're very, very peaceful. That's all I feel when I go over there. So I was surprised I didn't capture anything. However, now, I have this application on my phone, and a lot of you are going to first of all think, oh my god, it's fake. But I have this application on my phone which is called EMF. Now, if you are a paranormal person, you'll know that an EMF detector is an electromagnetic field detector. So it can detect electromagnetic fields. So I downloaded this app and I'd read the reviews to make sure it was totally legit, and then I went online to test how you can test an EMF detector. And the way you can do it is bring it closer to like a computer or your Wi-Fi, because that actually gives off electromagnetic fields. Obviously your Wi-Fi covers a big spectrum of space, so you can connect to it to go on the internet. So that is an electromagnetic field. So I tested it and it totally worked, and I'm going to show you guys a little clip now just to prove that this app is totally legit and it is an EMF detector. Alright, so I'm just quickly showing you guys this application. This is the application right here. It's called EMF, as you can see. Sorry, my camera is taking a long time to focus. So if we just open that up, it does start off with a reading at 35 point, up and down, obviously 35, 36 point something. This is my computer right here. I'm actually editing this video right now. See, I'm moving it right now. It's staying at pretty much a 0, but if I go closer to my, over there, you see this box right here? This is my time machine, so this has got where my Wi-Fi comes from. So if I go close, let me just focus on it. Ooh. If I go close to my time machine, it's whacked right up to over 100, because this is a main port. So there you go, as you can see, it's at 190, because that is a main port that's connecting to the internet. So if I pick it up and move it away, it goes way back down to 0.0. So that goes to prove, if I go back and forth, you can see that the lights also turn up at the top, depending how strong it is. You can see that this is not fake, because if it was fake, obviously, it would just do it at random times and not when I'm going back and forth like that. So just to prove to you, this app is totally legit. So as you can see, the closer I got to the modem, the higher the reading went, and that's called a spike. When the reading goes higher, it's a spike. So the little story is, I went over to this graveyard and I took the straight route and I went into the heart, but I've been in these routes before. I've been on these paths before. And there was one place that I've never been before. So you can come down, and this is pretty much the very, very, very center of this forest bit in the cemetery. And there's this wooden gate, and I've never been past it before. So I opened the gate, because like I don't think anybody really has gone past there. It's very overgrown. But I went past this gate and I went in, and I sort of went to the middle bit. Some of it I couldn't go all the way because it was too overgrown. I couldn't get past with Milo and everything. So I stopped, I put all my stuff down, I had my big camera bag, I got out this camera, I got out my phone. And I opened my EMF app, and I turned it on and I checked. It was at 0. And of course it would be, because I'm in the middle of the forest, guys. There is absolutely no contamination. I did not have any other form of like device that gives off electromagnetic energy. I had my camera and I had my phone, and my phone was the device, so there would be the phone couldn't pick up its own signal, if you know what I mean. So I'm in the middle of a forest. There's absolutely no way that any buildings, any Wi-Fi around me could interfere with my EMF. So I turned it on and it is at a 0, which is totally like fine, and I was moving it around. I was sort of in a, maybe about just as big as this frame. It was only a couple of meters wide, this path, and I sort of just walked a little bit around this path. It was at 0. The whole time it was at 0, and I actually have this all on footage, so you guys are going to see this footage in a minute. It was at 0. And then I got out my camera and I started asking questions. Now, in this graveyard, there's a particular story. There's 2 stories of ghosts, 2 ghost stories in this graveyard. The first one is that there is a woman that is said to cry over the grave of her husband, which died in World War, I think it's World War I. And apparently sometimes you can see a woman crying over the grave of her husband. And then the other story is that there is there was a woman that was buried alive in this cemetery. And I have been digging and digging and digging and trying to find out if that is a fact or if that is a myth. And as far as I can tell, I'm pretty sure it is a fact, because they said that once they'd, I don't know what the word is, but once they'd like dug up the body again, they found out that she had actually died after she was buried, which is absolutely, it's terrifying. So those are the two stories, and I then directed my questions towards, I asked if there was anybody here, if someone's husband had died in World War I. I asked if someone had been buried alive here. And after I'd asked those questions, and I was saying this out loud, and no one was around, because I was in the center of this forest. It was me and Milo was sitting still, and I document it on the camera, and I say when Milo moves, I say, oh, Milo's just moved. And it's dead silent. You can just hear like birds and things like that, but you would know what that is. Once I'd asked those two questions about World War II and a husband and being buried alive, I did the same sort of little sweep I did with when I first went in, and it was at 0. And I got a spike of 4.7, I think it was 4.7 or so. I'd just like to note to the camera, this spike was at 0 before, and now we're up at a 3 point nearly 4. And it was really strange, because it was at like 3, 4, 5, and I think it went all the way up to a 7. This is pure evidence, if you can see on my screen. Oh my god, we're going up to a 6, a 7. Oh my god, this is amazing. And I was in the exact same place where I got 0. So that's the first thing I questioned myself on. Nothing had changed, no one was nearby. The only thing that had changed is that I had actually spoken out loud and I had asked those questions. So that really got me excited. So I continued asking questions. I reviewed all my recordings afterwards and I heard no voices. Bear in mind, my recorder's not very good. I really want to get a better one. But my recorder wasn't all that good, but I still didn't hear any voices. I listened with my earphones and I couldn't hear anything. So that's my next mission, is to try and capture an actual EVP. If you don't know what EVP is, by the way, it's an electronical voice phenomenon. So basically a spirit voice. So, then I asked more questions. I can't actually remember what I was asking. I'd finished, I'd taken pictures, I'd captured nothing else, and so I decided to leave. I had my camera, because it's got a neck strap, I had it around my neck, so I was recording now and again. So I show my phone and it's at a 0, and then I go to turn to walk out, so I can still see this gate where I came from, and I went to go walk out, and I stopped and I turned around and I said, oh, thank you everybody. I don't remember what I said. I just said like thank you, goodbye, because if anybody was there, I was like, I better be polite and say goodbye. You guys are gonna think I'm nuts, but I love this. So it was at a total 0, and I was walking and I was just filming it, and then I think I just heard like a bird, or I heard the leaves ruffling or whatever. It didn't really scare me, it was just something that made me turn back. So I turned back and my whole body turned, and obviously my phone I'm holding it like that, so it turned to face me. And I stopped and I looked at it and it was at 0, and then it climbed up to a 4.5. I just want to note to the camera, we were just back there and you've seen the spike was at about, whoa! Okay, this is really strange, because I was back there and it was spiking, and when I was walking it went back to 0, and now I've stopped, it's gone back up again. I turned back around, it went to 0. I walked about 2 meters, I turned back around, it was at 0, then went to 4.5. So if I continue walking, there's the gate to get out. You can see it's dropped right back down to 0.0 or whatever. No disturbances, I'm walking fairly slowly. It's all at negative, just 1 or negative. If I stop, let's see if anything comes. It's going back up. See, this is going back up to 4 or 5. Oh my goodness. I did this all the way to the gate, and every time I turned back, I'm getting chills actually. Every time I turned back, it went up to about a 4.5 or 5. So what I felt was I felt someone was following me. I felt, oh my god, I'm actually, can you guys see this? Can you see my hair is actually standing on edge. I'm getting a bit chills. It really did feel like someone was sort of walking behind me. So obviously I'm walking in front and there's nothing in front of me, so it's at a 0, and that person must be following me. So when I turn around, it's at a 0 and then it gets to a 4.5. And this is all on film, and there's absolutely no way I could explain this, and there's no way I could fake this either, because like I said, I'm in the middle of a forest and I don't have a modem on me. There is no reason for this to happen. And then I get to the gate and I turn around and it's still at a 4.5. I open the gate and I say, I'm going now, you're welcome to follow me if you want. And Milo comes out too, and it's at the 4.5, I leave, obviously I turn forward to go out the gate and it goes back to a 0. And then I sort of about a metre or two outside the gate and it doesn't go up to a 4.5. It stays at a 0. But I have to open the gate first. I'd just like to note to the camera, the readings are not as high anymore. This is fantastic evidence, guys. I can't even... That was amazing. It was on demand. Whenever I turned around, it was on demand. It went spiked up. This is fantastic evidence. Right, I'm going to head on down now and take some more pictures. And at that moment, I just looked back and I was just like, what the frickin' hell was that all about? Like, it was the most exciting moment ever. I remember leaving and just thinking, oh my god, that was like my first, I felt paranormal experience. So that was what it is, and you guys can see the footage right now, or you might have been seeing it through while I was talking like that. I don't know how I've decided to do it yet. I have not been back since that happened, I don't think. I've not been back to that graveyard since it's happened. I really want to go back at night time, but I don't think I should go by myself because it is, you know, naturally dangerous to go to a graveyard at night by yourself when it's meant to be locked. So, but there has actually been a picture caught there at night time of a mist figure that I really want to capture. And I will bring this big camera and do it. But if you guys are interested in sort of coming along and me doing sort of paranormal vlogs sort of thing, let me know, because I would love to do videos like that. I am so into it. Like I said, I want to go to the Ancient Ram Inn. I want to go to all these haunted locations and stay overnight. I can do. It's like, I think it's usually, they can be quite expensive sometimes, but you can do these things. And if you guys are interested in that as well, or would like to see that, I can totally like make a whole playlist for it, and we can make vlog videos. I'm really excited about it. It's something I'm really, really passionate about. It's something that excites me as a hobby. And yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not preaching that ghosts are there. I'm not saying you should believe in them. I'm just saying that it interests me. I wonder if it interests you. Have you had any experiences? I would really like to know. And yeah, I know this was different, but if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you do let me know that you have. I will see you all in my next video. Have a great one, guys. Ciao.